Hello, my YouTube people. It's a boy Robusta Captain, and welcome back to another segment of Robusta Captain podcast, first episode of 2026. And today I'm gonna dive straight into a couple of stories that we'll be looking at them. And the first story that we'll be looking at it is the tree hugging challenge. I know a couple of times I've seen the tree hugging challenge. You have Trofena who completed the 72 hours tree hugging challenge. You have also had a couple of people who have surpassed the 72 hours. We have a certain old man, 69 years of age. You can imagine 69 years of age, who hugged this tree for, let's say, like 90 hours, more than 90 hours. So the Kenyans have raised a concern online, asking, how does this tree hugging challenge benefits the individuals who are hugging? Probably, let's say the people, because you have had different kind of people hugging the trees, and I was like, hey, this thing must be controlled because the rate at which people are hugging. There's another person who finished 100 hours. Imagine 100 hours hugging a tree, and I was like, hey, damn, how do you do this thing, man? Because it isn't that easy. So I don't know if people are hugging tree for fun or are they raising awareness. Because for Trofena, I knew she was hugging the tree for environment, to raise awareness of environment issues and what have you. But people nowadays, after the challenge, I've found different people hugging trees. Another one, I don't know, I don't remember the name, is a pastor. He said the reason why he hugged tree it was because he wanted to raise awareness, cancer awareness. Yeah, and you know how it went. So most of those people who have trees, they end up in hospitals, they end up being hospitalized and what have you. So I don't think if it's, I support, but if you're hugging a tree maybe to gain views and favors, it doesn't add up sense. Yeah, it doesn't bring any sense. But if you're hugging a tree maybe to raise a challenge, because I also happened to hear a story of a boy who hugged a tree for 72 hours, if I'm not wrong, to raise awareness for his brother who was sick. That makes sense because of medical issues and what have you. Because in the end, in the long run, the brother will be helped. So you see, there are certain reasons why people hug trees, but many, let's not lie to each other, many, maybe they are hugging for monetary value and what have you. Because but different, I'm not against it. I want you to understand, I'm not against it. I fully support it. But I should say people should hug trees maybe for valid reason, not for monetary gains. Because I don't understand the whole thing about, yeah, because it is as if it's a challenge, 100 hours, 120 hours and what have you. Guys, you're tired of the tree hugging challenge, come up with new challenge. Can you fast for 100 hours? Tukuogope. Just fast for 100 hours so that you can fear you. You see? So if you're hugging tree with no meaningful meaning towards it, then I think you're cooked. Yeah? It doesn't add up. But the challenge that I saw was the 62-year-old man. I guess the name was Marura something. Imagine at 62 years old, you're hugging a tree. Like, guys, that isn't easy. I think that man should be recognized and awarded properly. But the reason for hugging the tree, I don't know, man. So I just say that tree hugging is not bad, but maybe if you're hugging the tree, hug a tree with a valid reason. Maybe let's say environmental reason, let's say raising awareness and what have you. Yeah, because I don't know if they are hugging to be put in the Guinness World of Record. I don't know. I don't understand, man. The whole thing is cooked. So, guys, you're tired of the tree hugging challenge. Maybe you come up with a different system. Fast for 100 hours so that you can believe you're great, man. Because the tree hugging challenge, people nowadays have actually, you can be speaking now, and another one is trying to broke 200 hours or hug it for 400 hours, man. So I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing is cooked. So guys, have a look at that, man. Yeah. Oh, there are a lot of stories making headlines also. We know that Ugandans have headed to the ballot, and sources tell us that valid sources tell us that the network situation, let's say rather the network and what have you, has been shut in Uganda during this election. And I'm like, why shut the network? Well, elections, me, according to me, I know that elections should be free, fair, and visible. Like we need the communications to be on, we need the internet to be on so that we can know how the election are faring on. So locking down the internet connectivity, I don't understand anything about that. But that's a cooking move in action. As I can say, there's something cooking, and definitely I know you all know the outcome, because clearly if you can lock the internet, shut down the internet, it means something is off. If the elections were to be fair, free and fair, according to my opinion, I want you to get that. If the election were to be free and fair, they shouldn't have any valid reason of locking the internet connectivity and what have you. It should be open according to the constitution. But I believe that different countries have different constitution. But according to the constitution, I believe every citizen has a right of communication and what have you. So looking the internet is kind of, I don't know the thing. So there has been a lot of stories. Another story that we'll dive in is the Pastor Kanyari. And I saw Pastor Kanyari, the scandal that occurred, the 310 Pandambegu 310 scheme. I don't clearly understand what I'm trying to say. So there's a story that was trending whereby Pastor Kanyari claims he made 1 million per day. You can imagine 1 million per day for 4 years. 1 million per day for 4 years. 310. Like, for those people who don't understand the stories, the story was clear. Like was like this. Let me narrow down for you so that you can understand. The story was like people, let's say Christians, that Christians were looped, or I don't know how to say this, were put into the system whereby they were told to give 310 as offerings and whatever so that they can be prayed for. So the story that I saw really shocked me. Imagine 1 million per day for 4 years. Hey, that's a lot of money. Should we all dive into pastorhood and everything? But I don't see the native, because my honest opinion, I'm not talking about this story specifically, but in general, Christianity nowadays has become cooked. The whole religion thing, I think it should be controlled, because the rate at which people are being lured into uncouth Christianity, it is in an alarming rate. Yeah, because I don't understand, how can you be lied clearly as you can see, man? So I don't know, man. I don't know, honestly. I don't know how these things work. It's high time for Christians to understand the Bible clearly. Okay, just read for yourself the Bible, understand clearly. There are some things that our pastors do that doesn't make sense at all, because you can see, for example, there are people who are performing miracles. Others, most of the stories you see online, others maybe they are putting on ladies' clothes at the pulpit. Like there are some silly kind of miracles that they are doing that are crooked, and I'm like, can the congregation see that this pastor, maybe this man of God that claims to be, is kind of luring them into, I don't know how to say this, but are luring, they are putting them into a certain, there's a word I'm looking for, it has lost, but Christians should watch so that they're not lured into fake pastorhood and everything, because we have had many scandals. You know what happened at Shakaola and what have you. There are many scandals that our sisters, our mothers are being lured to in and every day. So you should watch out, man. Don't join any religion for the sake of it. Question the religion you are joining. Is this religion teaching the truth? Are they after my money? Or you must analyze. You don't just go to church and listen to everything that you're being told. Have some sense. It's high time that Christians to have some sense, and it's high time for Kenya as a whole to regulate religion in ways that prevent people from being manipulated, from being for their money, maybe let's say, to be stolen in various ways, in various scams and what have you. So it's high time for Africa as a whole. not Africa, let's be specific in Kenya, but globally also. I've seen a couple of situations. Pastors say they are healing, maybe let's say diseases like HIV, they are making the lame to walk, the needy to, you know, those stories, man. Others even claim to be Jesus, others claim to be God, man. As a Christian, it's your mandate to understand the Bible well. It's your mandate not to be lured to uh, into quote stupid religion, whereby you're just being incredinated into a system whereby you cannot question your religion. Some even end up calling their pastor daddy and the wife of the pastor mommy. They maybe, let's say they earn 1 million a month, they'll take all the money to the pastor. They tend to believe that if they give the money to the pastor will pray for them and prosperity will be on their side, and what have you. But it's not that way. Maybe follow the Bible, follow the teaching. Ask yourself, is what the preacher telling me valid from the Bible, or is just pure speculation and utterances that don't I don't know how to say this, don't make sense as a whole. So as a religion, as Christians, we need to understand how the religion, what the religion is. You have to ask the 5 question: how, when, how. Like, I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say. So it's high time for Christians to wake up, because we are tired of these stories. We are tired of our mothers, our sisters, our children being lured into Christianity, for lack of a better word, into stupid, into quotes, not all, stupid Christianity, whereby they are being killed, they are being they are being taught on illiterate ways. Maybe there are some religions that they don't allow people to go to the hospital. Imagine they die, yet they can access these health services. You see, there are others that tend to believe that when they die, everything will be okay. Others are being forced to fast and what have you. You must question the religion where you are. Everything in this world, anything, you must question. You have the right to question. Is this thing making sense to me, or am I being manipulated? If you cannot ask a question, that means that thing isn't worth your time. That thing is cooked. So it's high time, before you act on anything, before you join into a certain religion, ask yourself, is this thing making sense as a whole? Am I allowed to ask questions? Let's say maybe the place where I haven't understood well, it's your right to ask a question. So to the Christian, you must you must wake up. It's high time you wake up. Otherwise, you'll be duped, and before you realize, it will be too late. Yeah. So guys, subscribe on our YouTube channel, Robusta Captain Podcast, the #1 podcast in East and Central Africa. This is our episode 1. We'll be shooting many episodes as time goes by. So support us by liking. We have begun small. We don't have any excuse. We have begun with the resources that we have, but we are hopeful that we'll maximize into greater growth in terms of resources and what have you. We'll be improving by time. Yeah. So subscribe, share, like, comment, and tell us where you're watching from. Robusta Captain Podcast. We are off. Thank you guys.